2005, June 20, Apache Pa-23 disappeared between Treasure Cay Island, Bahamas and Fort Pierce, Florida. There were 3 people on board. The Apache Pa-23, named Apache and later Aztec, is an American 4- to 6-seat twin-engined light aircraft aimed at the general aviation market. The United States Navy and military forces in other countries also used it in small numbers. Originally designed as the twin Stinson in the 1950s by the Stinson Aircraft Company, Piper Aircraft manufactured the Apache and a more powerful version, the Aztec, in the United States from the 1950s to the 1980s. The Pa-23 was the first twin-engined Piper aircraft, and was developed from a proposed twin Stinson design, inherited when Piper bought the Stinson division of the Consolidated Vultee Aircraft Corporation. The prototype Pa-23 was a 4-seat, low-wing, all-metal monoplane with a twin tail, powered by 2 125-horsepower Lycoming 290D piston engines. It first flew on March 2, 1952. The aircraft performed badly, so it was redesigned with a single vertical stabilizer and an all-metal rear fuselage and more powerful 150-horsepower Lycoming 320A engines. Apache, ICAO code, Pa-23. 2 new prototypes of the redesigned aircraft, now named Apache, were built in 1953 and entered production in 1954. 1,231 were built. In 1958, the Apache 160 was produced by upgrading the engines to 160 horsepower, 119 kilowatt, 816 were built. The Apache 160 was superseded in 1962 by the Aztec-derived Apache 235, with a 1962 price of $45,000. The Apache 235 featured the Aztec's 235 horsepower, 175 kilowatt, engines and swept tail surfaces. 119 built. Aztec, ICAO code, Pa-27. In 1959, Piper produced an upgraded version with 250 horsepower, 186 kilowatt, Lycoming 540 engines and a swept vertical tail as the Pa-23-250, and named it Aztec. The first models came in a 5-seat configuration. In 1961, a longer-nosed variant, the Aztec B, entered production. Later Aztecs were equipped with Lycoming 540 fuel-injected engines and an 6-seat capacity, and remained in production until 1982. Turbocharged versions of the later models could fly at higher altitudes. The United States Navy acquired 20 Aztecs, designating them U-01, which changed to U-11E, when unified designations were adopted in 1962. In 1974, Piper produced a single experimental Pa-41P pressurized Aztec concept. This concept was short-lived, however, as the aspects of the Aztec that made it so popular for its spacious interior and ability to haul large loads did not lend themselves well to supporting the sealed pressure vessel required for a pressurized aircraft. The project was scrapped, and the one pressurized Aztec produced, N9941P, was donated to Mississippi State University, where it was used for testing purposes. In 2000, N9941P was donated to the Piper Aviation Museum in Lock Haven, Pennsylvania, on the condition that it never be flown again. It is now there on display. Pa-23-250 Aztec F and Aztec F Turbo, 1976 to 1981. Aztec E with improved systems and cambered wingtips and tailplane tip extensions. On June 20, 2005, a Piper Pa-23 disappeared between Treasure Cay Island, Bahamas and Fort Pierce, Florida. There were 3 people on board.